I was reminded of the story of Genesis chapter 26, where Isaac, it said Isaac in the year of famine sowed and he reaped 100-fold and he became prosperous and even more prosperous. I love that portion. He wasn't sowing as generous, but he was sowing into his business. He was sowing into the season in the midst of lack. In the midst of a famine, he was sowing into it. He knew that if he's sowing into the land, he's going to reap something. I want to encourage you right now, in the midst of the season that you're in, to look for ways that you can sow. Look for ways you can invest into and develop for your company. It might be content. It might be reading a book. It might be developing videos like this. It might be investing in a training. It might be sowing into your clients, sowing into your team members. How do I make them better? How do I encourage them? But I believe this is a time that we don't pull back. We don't shrink back, but we actually push forward. And as we push forward, watch what God will do. His economy system, the kingdom's economy system, is completely different than ours. And God is working on our behalf. I want to encourage you today, this is a season that we can lean in. The other story that I was reminded of is Jehoshaphat. When he began to pursue God gave him prosperity throughout the nation, peace throughout the nation. But there's a battle he was about to face. There's 3 armies that came up against him, and they were about to annihilate him. And he turned to the Lord. He began to seek the Lord, and he said, God, we don't know what to do. This enemy is too big. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. That's the key right there. I believe the invitation for us right now is that our eyes are upon him to know what he's saying and doing, that we will not be moved based upon what's happening, but we would be able to say, God, my eyes are fixed on you. My heart pursuit is you. God, I just want to know what you're saying and doing. Therefore, we will not be moved. It says in Psalm 16, our eyes are upon him, therefore we shall not be moved. And as Jehoshaphat pursued the Lord gave him a word through a prophet saying, don't worry, you don't have to fight this battle. I'm going to take care of it. They sent worshipers out. They believed the word of the Lord. They believed the word of the Lord. And as they believed the word of the Lord, they sent worshipers out. And as they sent worshipers out, God brought victory. I was reminded of Isaiah chapter 42, where it says, as we worship, God rises up like a mighty warrior and brings victory on our behalf. There's something about worship right now, that there's an invitation for us to believe the word of the Lord, to pursue the Lord, to believe the word of the Lord, and to worship. And as we worship, God rises up and brings victory on our behalf. There is something that's happening right now that God is inviting us to lean in ways we've never leaned in before. There is no roadmap for the journey we're in right now. It says in Genesis, Joshua, where it talked about Joshua set the Ark of the Covenant. They're about to go into the Promised Land. But it said, you haven't been this way before. So they set the Ark of the Covenant, which is the presence of God, in front of them because they have not been this way before. We've never been this way before. There's no roadmap. So how critical is it for us to lean into the Lord? I'm doing this myself. I'm taking time and pursuing God. I'm saying, God, I need to hear your voice in the midst of all the things that are going on. I'm so grateful for the wisdom of the leadership. I'm so grateful for the government and what they're trying to do. But the reality is our determination, our advancement, our business, our family is not based upon everybody else around us. It's based upon the word of the Lord. So I want to encourage you today. There's an invitation to lean into that.